Welcome everyone to the sixth round of the FIDE Candidates 2026. In the distance, you can see three men coming in, and those three men are the three Chinese players with Wei Yi, the one who's going to take fourth, and his 2 seconds, Bai Jinshi and Dai Shangren. And there you see Javokhir Sindarov entering in with his team of Mukhdin Madaminov and Bibisara Saubayeva, his good friend, and Bibisara also playing in the women's section. So all three of them coming in. This is going to be an epic match with Sindarov being in hot form here. The game starts with Wei having the white pieces. This, dear friends, is the Lotus Chess game of the day. Now, Lotus Chess is a very cool app, guys, which you can download from the link in the description. Now, what is it in the app that can help you improve at chess? Well, maybe it won't make you as good as Sindarov as Wei, but it'll definitely make you very good at your openings at your level. Openings are made easy. There's training that adapts to you. They've also introduced middle game and end game training. So perhaps this would be an incredible app for your chess improvement journey. And Wei looking for his first win, while Sindarov already has 4 wins in this tournament. Pawn to e4 played, and Javokhir calms himself down and plays pawn to e5. We have e4, e5. I think Javokhir. Whoa, knight c3. Wow. Wei plays the other knight. Well, clearly knight f3 is the main move at top level. But knight c3, is he planning to play the Vienna? Knight c6, played by Sindarov. And now you can transpose back into main lines with knight f3. But bishop to c4 played. And very interesting move. Javokhir should bring out his knight, I think. Yes, he brings his knight. He waits for a bit. And now brings out his knight to f6. We have pawn to d3 played. And knight a5. Going after the bishop on c4 here is Javokhir Sindarov. Pawn to a3. Now this is not the most common move. The most common move is knight to e2. But a3 has been played in around 80 games. So knight takes c4. You get the very important bishop. But on the other hand, you get your pawn to c4. And now these two pawns control the d5 square. So you have kind of a bind in the center. Bishop comes out to c5, attacking this pawn on f2. We have knight coming to f3, attacking the pawn in the center. And Javokhir now plays his pawn to d6. And queen to d3 played by Wei. You can see him blitzing out his moves. He's only used 2.5 minutes here. So clearly prepped up. Javokhir meanwhile taking more time on the clock. Bishop e6 played. And the bishop puts pressure on the c4 pawn. But bishop g5 instantly played, pinning the knight on f6. Now, do you want to castle here? That would be too dangerous in my opinion. So a5 played by Sindarov. He's stopping the b4 advance to get space on the queen side. And now knight to d5 played. So one plan could be to simply take on d5 so that you don't get doubled pawns. The other one could be to simply kick off the knight. He does it. Pawn to c6. And thereby accepting doubled pawns on f6. So knight takes f6 taken by Wei. Check. G takes f6 taken, attacking the bishop. The bishop now needs to move. Bishop h4. Yes, he plays his bishop here, keeping this pressure. Very interesting middle game. Black has the bishop pair, but where does the king go? Javokhir plays rook to g8. He's attacking the g2 pawn. And I think you don't want to bring your bishop back to g3. especially when your bishop is putting pressure here. So short castle makes sense. And now, how does Sindarov continue here? He plays pawn to a4, clamping down the structure on the queen side. And now white can push pawn to b4, and Wei does it. But actually, he can lose a pawn, right? A, B, C, B, and now rook a3 is hanging. He takes it, A, B, C, B, and he goes bishop g4. He doesn't really take the pawn because he thought like take, rook a1, white gets the open file. So bishop g4, now b4 played. But actually speaking, what Sindarov is hoping for here is after bishop f3, now g2 is hanging, so you clearly need to take this bishop back. Queen takes f3. Javokhir is wanting to get his bishop on d4, but f6 is terribly weak. I mean, how can you even go for this is the question to me. Oh, he takes bishop f6, and Sindarov has basically understood that he can play queen d7, rook g6, queen e6, move the king, bring the rook. My goodness, this is just incredible assessment by Javokhir. Queen comes up to d7, lovely move. And now the rook is attacked. So rook needs to move. Rook a d1, I believe, is the move. He plays it. I think somewhere Wei should sacrifice an exchange here. This bishop on d4 is a monster. Queen e6. He attacks the pawn on c4. I don't know. It's not so easy to defend this pawn. h3 played. Guess rook g6, interesting move to attack the bishop, but Javokhir is tempted by picking up the pawn on c4. He takes it, queen takes c4. Do you take here? On d4, every move is an option to take or not to take. Rook d3 played, and the idea is to double down on the d file. Queen comes back to e6. Something like take, bishop takes should be good compensation for white. Something that Wei would love to do, but rook f d1 played. And now rook g6, attacking the bishop here on f6. Bishop goes back to h4. And now Javokhir can just put his pawn on c5, but he goes king f8, not worrying about the exchange sack. If Wei didn't sack an exchange until now, why would he do it now, is the question. If you see Javokhir's pieces, they are all super active, right? The rook is very active here, the other rook is very active here, the bishop is well placed here, the queen is looking in these directions. Meanwhile, queen takes h3 would be a huge blunder because rook is here. Anyway, there was bishop e7 as well, but h7 is attacked, so king g8 played to defend this pawn. And now Wei under big pressure here because time-wise he has 12 minutes while Sindarov has 55 minutes. He goes king h1. There was one certain move where Wei actually thought for 47 minutes. c5, pushing the pawn forward. Because just this bishop becomes a solid granite. f4 played. And now e takes f4. He chops off the pawn. And Javokhir now is a pawn up. From being a pawn down, he's a pawn up. He got one of his pawns on c4. Now took another on f4. And Wei, well, he can't handle the pressure actually. He's being pressurized on the board, off the board, on the clock. Queen f3, attacking the pawn on f4. And now bishop e5 is a strong move. Everything is solid. Everything is working well. But Sindarov is going for his rook. Makes an error. Wei is back if he finds bishop f2. An excellent move because bishop f2, if you go back, I can take, and the pawn on c5 is hanging. So there's no way you can solidify it, and if bishop f2, queen f2 would happen. He finds it. Bishop f2, good move. Good move by Wei with 6 minutes on the clock. Can he save this? Sindarov looks at his score sheet, takes the bishop, queen takes f2. And now the e4 pawn is hanging, but the d6 is weak. Okay, don't take on d6, Wei. Take on c5, rook f3. And white is holding this. f4 is weak. But Wei going for the rook. No, don't blunder. Blunders. Rook d6. That's a huge mistake. Huge mistake. And Sindarov just comes in. Look at his time. He has 49 minutes on the clock. And Wei seems to be a little bit worried there. And Javokhir Sindarov is winning now. Why? Rook takes rook. Rook takes rook. And there's an insane move that he has. So firstly, he chops rook d6. Rook d6. And now a very, very cool move. Queen e3. It's a brilliant move. Finds it. And the main point of it is that queen g3 and rook e1 is coming. And if you take, of course, fe3 and this pawn is a monster. Wei can't do a thing now. Queen h4 he wants to play. He brings his queen there and he puts it back because he sees that queen g3 is winning. Rook e1 is coming. What a moment this is. He goes queen f3. And now a safe way to play is queen takes queen and push the pawn. But Javokhir is one of those guys who never really plays for safety, and one of the things that we've noticed about him is that when he's winning, he just blitzes out his moves. He doesn't have second thoughts. No nose. Queen g4 check. King f8, best move. Not king h8. King h8 you could get into some perpetuals. Finds again king f8. Wow. I love it. Love the accuracy with which Javokhir is playing. He's moving towards his 5th win in this tournament. +5 is like an insane score. Guys, +5 is 9.5 out of 14 if this goes as per plan. 9.5 out of 14 is like an insane score which Nepo did in 2022 candidates where he dominated the field. c3. The pawn is queening. Is there anything, any way that white can create something here? Queen g5 played by Wei, just hoping for check, 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 draw, but f3 is just game over because f3 controls the queen. There's nothing more to be done. He plays f3. Brilliant. And takes on e3. Rook takes e3. Take it. And now c2 coming in, and if you take here, just put the rook behind, bring the king in. There's just nothing to be done. The position is lost. Totally and utterly lost. Wei looking at the board. He has been fair and squarely outplayed. He resigns there. Javokhir Sindarov pounces on that handshake, pounces on that point. He moves to 5.5 out of 6. What a performance by the Uzbek youngster. Let's hear, by the way, both of them analyze a bit if we can, here through the mic near the board.
Sindarov, again a crazy score and a victory from the black pieces. You've been doing it again and again, but today you do mention that the opening from the move number 4th, it was new, you were thinking, and again you found the best moves. So could you elaborate how you managed to get such an exciting position with the double pawn, gf6, opening the g file, and how did you think in the opening?
Yeah, in the opening I was thinking like I understand like it's a playable for both sides, and at some moment I think it's a little bit boring position, and I was trying to get some small dynamical positions and which I got in during the game, and I was really very happy. But some moment when I really when I really think a lot about our positions, I understand like my position is a little bit tricky. If I do some small mistakes, he can immediately press me, but I think I found the best moves for my side, and then he maybe he has even after this like small advantage, but position is very very unpleasant to play for white because bishop on d4 is very strong, but computer can give everything, but for playing it's not easy. So I really liked my position, and in my opinion, I played really very well.
And after Rook G8, like how are you assessing that position for yourself?
No, I was thinking like I'm just okay. I cannot be bad with these two bishops, and yeah, I mean only two bishops, but also I have a how to say dynamical position. I can push somewhere like f5, d5, and I understand like my position should be not bad.
And when you played a5, a4, that was a very amazing bind you created. Were you not thinking of king e7 and first trying to...
like every move was looks very logic, but after I played a4, I was thinking maybe king e7 is maybe a little bit better, but then I was thinking like if he plays b4, I found this bishop g4 idea. And if he plays any other move here, I was really thinking to play king e7, then queen b6, rook g6, something like this.
But you were never going to take the pawn after ab3, cb3, rook a3, win that a pawn, yeah? What was your calculation?
Yeah, no, when I played a4, I saw like if you play b4, I mean after a4 also somewhere I was trying to play bishop g4. Some analysis in my mind, and so that's why I played a4, and I expect he will play king h1, and here I will try to think a little bit more because every move looks very interesting, but after he played b4, I think the position is very, black should be fine. But computer shows first line, but for human it's not easy.
And which point did you know that, yes, now you've got this?
When I played queen e3, I understand I'm just winning here. So I was trying to play fast because logically he needs to take a pawn on d6, and it looks like fast draw for not fast draw, like it looks like a little bit unpleasant for white, but if you defend well, you can defend this position. But I saw from move after changing bishops, I saw if he took rook d6, I have queen e3, queen g3 idea. I played like fast.
Yeah, he was thinking for 47 minutes at that point of time. And what were you doing? And because yesterday we did get to know that when Nakamura was thinking, you were almost going to fall off to sleep, yeah?
Yes, but okay. Yesterday he took a lot of time, yes. But today I think he also thinks too much at some moments. But in these moments I was like. I was thinking, in general, I'm thinking about my position sitting in the sofa beds in the sitting area, and I was thinking like some ideas and don't calculate a lot. And then when he plays some moves, I will sit and then I will calculate my position. Yeah.
And your time management has been amazing in this tournament. So was it like always something which you carried as a quality, as an ability, or was it something you specially worked for it for this tournament?
No, maybe here I was taking positions which is really easy to play for me. Yeah, probably this is the main point.
And I saw in the beginning also when you're coming with Madamina today, Bibi Sara, all of you, it's a very jolly mood and it's a great vibe there. So could you throw some light on that? Like how is that whole feeling there?
So Muhyiddin is like always support me. He supports me in India, and here also he's with me, and which is really very good. He also actually very strong player. Because when we played Bullet, he always like beat me. But here, I think he's working really very well and helping me very good. So also my seconds was working really very well. I mean, we are always we are always finding what my opponents can play, and always prepared in every line, which is really very good in my opinion.
Yeah, World Cup, we definitely remember the moment where Madamino and you guys, came together. It was beautiful to see. Final question is, can you share something about your sponsors? Because I see the two logos over there on your blazer.
National Bank of Uzbekistan, they are supporting me in this tournament, and of course this year, and also Ishanch, they are also supporting me. It's my big thanks for them, and hopefully I will show everything. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. All the best to you, Sundarov.
Okay, one just